Yo, are we keeping the streak up or what? Nah. Nah, I'm just kidding. Of course we are. We have another video right for you because, like I said yesterday, a video a day keeps my YouTubers engaged. Today we're going to do something a little different. Hello, Mr. Jamil. Thank you for applying to Brooklyn College. What made you choose film? Well, why did I choose film? Why did I choose to study and obsess and make videos and at some points try to write my own movies? What is it about the movies? No, I'm just kidding. I know you're a professor and you don't have a lot of time. So I'll tell you my origin story. I'll tell you the reason why the movies changed my entire life. I'm going to bring you back to a simpler time. I believe I was around 5 or 6 years old. So I'd give it maybe around 2003, 2004. When I was growing up, I was a kid. I had 2 older sisters. And, as a kid, you follow your older siblings everywhere, like the little duck following the parent duck. And at that time, that's what I did with my sisters. They went this way, I went that way. They went left, I went left. You got the idea. But on one day, a long time ago, when I was between 5 or 6 years old, I remember it was a Sunday because we had just come out of church. And I remember them talking to my mom. And they were asking her to go somewhere. And she took a couple of minutes to kind of say yes. And she ended up saying yes. Because at that time, they were teenagers. It was a different time. And they wanted to go, I guess, hang out with their friends in the movies. And as a kid, I was like, where are they going? I want to go. And then I ended up throwing a tantrum, I believe. And then eventually my mom was like, okay, fine, we'll go. And so that's how I ended up going on my first trip ever to the movies. I don't remember the movie, but I remember the experience. I remember heading over to the theaters for the first time. I believe this was Kaufman Studios or Kaufman Theater on Regal in Steinway, because I'm actually from Astoria. I don't want to get anything particular or specific. I do not need stalkers. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, I remember going over there, right? And following them, and then I probably within a second of reaching the theaters, I forgot that I was just trying to get in on their conversations and stuff. And instead I got distracted because I saw one of the biggest buildings I've ever seen with this huge kind of thing that's sticking out that says Kaufman. And I looked up. And at that time, I was short. I'm not a very tall person, so, I was short as a kid. And I remember looking up and being like, wow, this looks kind of amazing. Then I walked in. And I remember being hit by the smell of popcorn, filling up the whole space. And I'm like, popcorn, that's nice. And then we ended up going online, and I remember walking down a little bit further into the stairs and everything. And from there, we went inside the theater into this dark room that was lit up by these giant people on this giant screen. And me as a tiny person just looking up. I don't remember the movie, like I told you. I think it was adult. It was PG-13 or something, and I was not PG-13 at that time. So I didn't really pay attention. Only thing I remember is really the big screen and the people being on it and, feeling this bigger than life, bigger than thing type of thing. And I kind of knew at that time, one day I was going to end up on that screen. One day people were going to they were going to pay and watch me on the big screen doing some type of performance, playing a character. And then honestly, over the years, my love for film just kind of became bigger. Because, I would have days where I feel depressed or I feel down. And then I watch a movie and I'd forget. I'd watch a TV show and I'd forget. That sometimes I feel dumb or sometimes I feel slow or sad or alone. But then I would watch the movies and they feel like my friends, And I think that's really what deepened my love for the cinema. Having all these big characters kind of interact with each other, making jokes, being scared, fighting, becoming the person that they were meant to be. Because, the idea of the movies is always an arc. From the beginning to the end, they are not the same person. Or if they are the same person in a well-done movie, they would have influenced the people around them. It's always about change. And in the movie, change is very evident. It's very cool. And that's why I really love the movies. The movies have always been there for me. And I really want to learn how to become a bigger part of it. I want to be out there. When I criticize movies or when I talk about movies here on my YouTube channel, yeah, I know, I gotta let you know, Professor, about the YouTube channel, because it's what I do on the side. But basically, the reason why I do it is because I love it. I'm obsessed. Like anyone who ever knows me in person will know that for a long time, you talk about a movie, man, I'm gonna tell you the actor, I'm gonna tell you the year, I'm gonna tell you like what I thought about the movie, if I fell asleep, if it had good action, if I thought that they could do some other stuff better. Why? Because it's honestly the thing that I love. It's the thing that made me happy. It's part of my dreams to be a part of this world, to be a part of Hollywood, to be part of the cinema, or even like eventually be part of foreign cinema. You know, foreign is a funny concept, but basically movies outside of the US as well, because I love Colombian shows and Spanish shows I really got into because of Netflix. And then I also watch a lot of American TV and American movies. You know, I love me some superhero movies on time period pieces, a lot of story about a lot of things. That's also why I'm kind of good at history, actually, because I kind of see history as kind of like this free version of movies and TV shows. I mean, a lot of if you think about it, a lot of the stuff that's happened in the history of the United States and all the other countries kind of feel like fantasy. It's kind of hard to really grasp the reality of all those people who were injured or dead or who suffered. And I don't mean to minimize it because that's not what I'm trying to do here. But it all feels kind of grandiose. It feels big. It feels important. And I think that's part of why I love the movies. Because one day I want to feel a little bit important. One day I just want to be a part of that history. One day someone watches one of my movies on repeat. You know, that's the dream. Sorry to say it like that, but honestly, that's really what I dream of and aspire to do, is to be a part of that world. Thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to do something a little bit different on our road to making videos every single day. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll see you next time. And I am now Nicole Kidman, okay? Okay, Nicole Kidman, I'm coming for your career. At least to just be in a movie theater commercial. AMC or Regal. I don't discriminate. Either way, you know me. You know my address. You can find me on YouTube. I respond pretty quickly. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you mañana.